Hi guys, and welcome to a new channel that I've started up just for a bit of fun more than anything else. You might not know my background, a bit of a chef, been doing it since I left school. Don't get me wrong, I'm not into classical food and all this punsy crap on plates with little bits of this, I'm just not into it. Good wholesome food, there's stuff like this in front of me. We're going to turn this, which is basically a leek, turnip, some carrots, onion, some tatters, potatoes, whatever you want to call them. We'll turn this into a nice stew, broth type of thing. Not hard to do, you can buy all the ingredients and it's really cheap. Easily feed 4 people. Bit of tiger bread with that, some nice margarine, butter, whatever you want to put on it. Be lovely. So I'm going to show you how to cut things up. You should all be able to know how to do this, but the wife has just told me this is a bloody nightmare, apparently, to cut up. Now, these knives are brand new, as is the kitchen. What a nice kitchen I have. Yeah, I'll have to get used to it. But these things apparently are a pain in the arse to cut. So I'm going to show you the easiest way I cut them. Sharp knife, big knife. And to cut some of the other stuff up. So we're going to do a bit of prep first. So it's not hard, so we'll just move everything out of the way. Hopefully you'll still be able to see. And we'll start with this one because it's the hardest. Personally, knife in the top, hand flat on the top, so you can see my hands there. So if this slips anywhere, I'm not going anywhere, it's not going to go anywhere near me. Push down, points on the chopping board. Once it's on the chopping board, it's not going to hurt you. Not going to hurt you. And then just push with your right hand, and that's it. Simple as that. It's not hard. Alright, it's not in half, but it does the job. And then after that, because I'm only going to use half of this, it's basically trim the ends off. There is a bin down there, by the way. Yeah. And then slice it into about the thickness that you're going to cube it into. So simple as that. The edges, just take off with the knife. Again, just bin it up. You do 2 again if you want to do 2. Make it quicker. Doesn't matter. And then basically just cut it down. Now, like I say, this is just going to go into a stew, so it doesn't have to be perfect. They don't have to be uniform sizes, because it's going to go into a big pan, it's going to go into a big pot, and it's going to get cooked, sorry, like I say. I mean, once this is cooked, if you want to use it, do the same thing for your Sunday dinner, do it for your Sunday dinner. If you're going to cut it, I still say that, if you're going to cook it, no. If you're going to cut it and then cook it with your carrots, yeah, then basically try and have your carrots the same size. That way they're both going to cook around the same time. So that's that. Now this is the pot that I'm using. Cast iron, lovely thing. Use it for a lot of things. We do have a slow cooker. Prefer to use this. Well, that's what everything's going to go in. Right, so that's that. So there's your onion. Now people say do it this way, do that way, do this way. It doesn't matter. Just cut your bloody onion up. It doesn't matter how it comes. It's up to you what size you want it. I don't really care. Personally, all I usually do is slice it down, turn it round, turn it over. There you go. Onion done. Carrots. How would you cut them? Well, you can cut them like that, you can cut them like that, doesn't matter. Personally, I just cut them down the middle. Cut them down the middle, cut it down the middle, move it over. Here's one of the cats coming to find out what's going on. Don't even think about it, you know, you're not allowed on the worktops anymore. There you go, Leek. I'll give it a quick wash. Right, that's a Leek rinsed over. Always a good idea because you always get muck and stuff like that. Don't want that one. Always get muck inside there. And all I'm going to do with this is just basically roughly put it up. Again, it's taste more than anything else. Now, this is basically a channel for helping people cook. I wouldn't say cheap meals, but you know what I mean, family stuff. So it's all about getting everything together, cooking it off, but we're not going expensive. I think total meal costs for this, I think the chicken was about, well, the pack I've got, I'll show you it. So I'm going to start cooking it anyway. So that's what I've got. Okay, got a couple of legs in it, a couple of thighs and stuff like that, a few other bits and bobs, but that, I'm just going to bang that in that thing with all this stuff and let it cook. And a few more herbs, a few spices. Got to have a play. So, cooking. Get some heat in this pan. The old not on stick. Have a little spoon as well. And all I'm going to do to start it off, just so it doesn't burn, is just a bit of butter. Just a little bit, you don't need loads. I'll knock it down a little bit. And all I'm going to do is add things in. So when you're doing this, back of the knife, kids do my knackering. Back of the knife, take it off the chopping board. That way your knife stays bloody sharp for when you're doing your nips. Turnips. So we've got all our things in here. Starting to melt down. All we're thinking about doing here is just softening these off a little bit. Not that it makes much of a difference. But I'm just going to put all the rest of this in. So get it all in. And no my luck, by the time I've done this, we won't have any space. We never do, at all. One thing I'll say is, if your kids are like my kids, and one of them likes this and one of them likes that, or doesn't like this and doesn't like that, don't put stuff in that they don't like. Or don't try and just, yes, you can grate the carrot if they don't like carrot and stuff like that, but if you don't like stuff, just don't put it in. Simple as that. It's not as if we're trying to make you eat stuff you don't want. You know what I mean? If you like it, put it in. If you don't, then don't put it in. Substitute for something else. If you don't like leeks or onions, don't put them in. You don't have to. At the end of the day, you're the ones who are eating this, so eat it till you like it. Right, in the bottom of that I've got a bit of water just to stop it from sticking, because this bloody pan's notorious for it, until you get some nice liquid into it. So the next thing, chicken stock or vegetable stock or whatever you want to call it. If you want to go and make it or buy it, by all means. These things, no plug intended, Aldi, but these are from Aldi. I use them quite a lot and I find them really tasty. They do the job that they're supposed to do, which is enhance or flavour stuff. Not hard. If you've got the time to do yourself a proper stock, do it. Honestly, personally, I can't see the point, because this stuff works just as well as a stock does. Well, maybe not just as well, that's a lie. But it's still going to give you some nice flavour in what you're doing. And don't worry about it all being absolutely and totally broke down. It's going to go in there and it's going to break down a hell of a lot more while you're cooking stuff. I'm just breaking it up a little bit just to make life easier.
As you say, give that a bit of a stir around. Give this a stir around. If you haven't guessed, I don't weigh now. It's all by eye, by sight. But I'm going to put more water in this anyway. There you go. So I've got a chicken stock cube in there, and I've got a vegetable stock cube in there. All gone. And not a bad guess, but we still got a lot of chicken in that to go in. This is basically a chicken casserole from Aldi's. They're about three or four quid. They're not expensive. As you can see, it's got a few bits of stuff we've already got in there, but it's chicken thighs, you know what I mean? It'll all go in there, all in the pot, get it in. Don't have to worry about boning it out or removing the skin or anything like that. Get your things in there to cook. So I don't know, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's 9 bits of chicken in there. Nearly one less carrot. Yeah, so nine lots of chicken. Alright, most of them are all drummy sticks, but it doesn't matter. But this stuff is flavoured. We've put herbs and I don't even know what they've got in it. Parsnips and leeks, carrots and onions, that's about it. But it doesn't say it unless I start reading it. I'm not going to do that, I can't be bothered. It's got stuff in it. Alright, it's got stuff in it. Herbs and the like. But it's nice. And if you're wondering what the laughing is, it's a wife. So, there you go. All in. I'm going to top it up with a little bit more water. Don't worry about putting too much water in, because basically when this is up to the boil, yeah, you can always take the lid off and just let it reduce, which I will do anyway. But it's more a case of I'm going to do that, and I'm going to put it on the middle one for now. Of course, this one's like a Bunsen. That one's like a Bunsen burner. It's good. All over. It's for walking and all that though. I might do a bit of that on another one. Right, I'll get a bit more water for this. So I'm just going to top it up so everything's just about covered. I'm going to do this. You don't have to. If you want it just like it is, serve it just like it is. I like to play with food. A lot. Well, a bit. So, my go-to is mixed herbs. You'll find I use a lot of them in most of my cooking. Don't know why, just like the taste. Oregano, can't beat it. Got a lot of that. And then in my cupboard, tomato puree. Again, salt and pepper. It's a good one as well. I'll have a bit of this in just for fun. Worcestershire sauce. Bit of pepper. And last time my wife used one of these, the top came off. Thanks, Ozzy. Ruined dinner. I like pepper, but not that much. Bit of salt. Maybe before the wife screams at me for messing the kitchen up. My kitchen, I might add. But the smells from this are just lovely. That Worcestershire sauce is great. Doesn't half add something to it. That's it. Leave it for an hour. Come back at 3:30. We'll have a look at it. We'll keep on coming back and giving it a stir. It's been on for about 15 minutes or so. Let's have a look at it. It smells lovely. And if you want to know what the noise is, it's the
extractor.
So there you go, that's what we're looking at the moment. So I'm going to take the chicken out. I am. Take the chicken out, let it cool down for a bit. Put that on there, I'll move you over there and get a new plate out. It's not fancy plates, just plates. All I'm going to do is take this chicken out. Let it cool for a bit. Hopefully the cat won't get at it. Doesn't matter if you get a bit of the veg in there, it's not going to harm. I'm going to put all the juices back in anyway. I mean, if you wanted to, you could leave the chicken whole and have them pick at it. But I think it's much better to have the chicken in there. And at this stage, I'm going to leave the top off. There's quite a lot of liquid in there. A couple more. Yeah. Food, love is food. Sorry. Singing does get worse. So I'm just going to leave that in there. I'm going to turn it up a bit so we can get it on a rolling ball, a boil, as they say. Do this for a living, so it's wow, but good. Do that, leave the lid off it, and just let that reduce down. That may be. Reduce that down, basically. It'll start to thicken up. There's nothing wrong if you wanted to put some more frozen veg in there now if you wanted to, which I'll probably end up doing just to give it a bit more veg. Make the kids complain even more because they're eating veg. But hey ho. So I'll probably get some veg put into it. Show you what it looks like. Let the chicken cool a bit. Add the chicken back in. The only reason I'm letting this cool is because it's hot. It's just come out of that and it'll burn the Andes, and I don't want to burn my Andes. So there you go. As you can see, the chicken is cooked right through. So it's just a case of reducing that down. We'll add some more veg to it, a bit of frozen. Take all this chicken off. So you see the chicken, and that's quite a lot from what we had. So simply, this is still bubbling away. So we're going to put the chicken in. Try not to make any splashings and what have you. So there's the chicken in. Which isn't a thingy in the cats, because the cats are all like, oh, Dad, where's ours? So as you can see, it's quite thick as it is with veg. But I'm just going to put a little bit more frozen stuff in. Again, you can put whatever you want in. You don't have to put this in. It's up to you at the end of the day. So I'm just going to put a little bit in. Just to give it a bit more colour more than anything else. And I'm just going to leave the lid off. Just let it cook out. Check it back up until it gets back to the boil. And then we'll have a look at that and... Right, we're back. It's been cooking away for quite a while. Everything's cooked through. I'm just going to add a little bit of this just to thicken it up a tad. It's not a lot. So I'll heat it back up a bit. Just to thicken it a little bit. I mean, you can use whatever you want to. No one's saying you have to use this, but whatever you can get it all of. Just to thicken it up a little bit. And as you can see, all that chicken all went back in. It's just starting to break up. That's not going to happen. A little bit of a taste. A little bit more salt. personal preference. A little bit more salt than that's about a lot. Like I say, you don't want it too thick, but there again, you can have it as thick as you want. It doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, it's your taste. I'm just giving you the basis for this. Put whatever you want in, don't put whatever you want in, it's up to you. If you want to put carrot in it, put it in it. If you don't, that's fine too. Some of the things you might not like, just don't use them. Simple as that. So that's now done. I'm going to serve it up and you can see it when it's served. Right. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
First time using this one. That's sharp! Considering that's tiger bread. There you go. So there you go. Not a hard recipe to do. Quite easy. Not time consuming. The most time consuming thing is probably going to be your veg prep. But apart from that, you've seen how easy it is to cook. Taste wise, maybe a little bit spicy because of the Worcestershire sauce we put in it, but it's not going to be kicking in your throat or anything. So there you go guys. Leave a comment in the description below. I'll put all the links to everything we've used down below as well. Next video is either going to be a lasagna, and I'm going to let you choose this one. Either a lasagna or some type of pasta dish, chicken pasta we'll say. A chicken, broccoli, mushroom pasta, okay, from scratch with bechamel sauce, cheese sauce and all that lot. So lasagna or chicken pasta, which one do you want me to do next? Leave a comment down below guys. Subscribe, give us a thumbs up and all that rubbish, and I'll see you on the next one.